Welcome back to Paradise Gym, my place of physical change and spiritual reflection. Today I have a challenge for you. The next time you're standing in front of a mirror, getting ready, I want you to ask yourself, what is the image that you see? Some of you may say, I see a person who's weak. You see a person who is strong. You see a person who is rich. You see a person who is poor. Do you see your past? Or do you see your future? Do you see a person who has made the wrong decisions? Or a person who's made all the right decisions? If your answer to any of these questions is anything but the image of Christ, then you answered wrong. Because the question of who I am, the question of what I see in the mirror, has nothing to do with me. But what it does have to do is with who Jesus is. And Jesus who lives in me, and Jesus who lives in us. When we give our hearts to Christ, and we allow him to live within us, then it is no longer me or anything I've done, right or wrong. But it's all about Jesus who lives in me. So it doesn't matter if I'm tall or beautiful. It doesn't matter if I'm short and not so handsome. All that doesn't matter. But what does matter is Jesus who lives in me. When we begin to look at ourselves and really dig deep and look at Jesus who lives in us, then we start to say, I am the righteousness of God because of Christ who lives in me. We need to begin to start to see ourselves the way God sees us as Christ who lives in us. No longer about me. My sins have been forgiven because of Christ who lives in me. Those bad decisions that I made, God no longer looks at. I'm forgiven because of Christ who lives in me. Doesn't matter. Some people may have been told they were a mistake. Their parents may have told them they were a mistake. Other people may be saying, you're never going to become anything. Not let that stuff go in one ear and out the other. Remember, you are the apple of God's eye because of Christ who lives in you. Then you can start to say, I can do all things through Christ who lives in me. I am strong because of Christ who lives in me. I am attractive because of Christ who lives in me. I am the righteousness of God because of Christ who lives in me. And then we can then begin to start to walk around bold. Not saying be prideful, but bold. Lift your head up. Because we are no longer of this world because of Christ who lives in us. We are now strong because of Christ who lives in us. I am rich because of Christ who lives in me. All things that I need, we know he will make sure that you have because of Christ who lives in you. We have the victory because of Christ who lives in me. Christ who lives in you, Christ who lives in us. So now, I want you to go back and look at that mirror again. And I want you to look deeply. Look past that image of yourself Look through that image of yourself and see Christ who lives in you. All right? It's no longer about us anymore. It is about Christ who lives in us and how we have the victory in all things through Christ who lives in us. All right? Take that challenge and begin each day with that challenge. Every time you see yourself in the mirror, looking at the image that you see, look past that image and see Christ who lives in you. See the compassionate person of Christ who lives in you. That loving person with Christ who lives in you. All things of the past are gone away, and all things have become new because of Christ who lives in you. All right? Start each day with that, looking in the mirror, and begin to see Christ who lives in you. And remember, whatever challenges or obstacles you have for that day, maybe you already have things in mind, things that are coming up, and you're like a little bit concerned. Don't be concerned. Remember, you have the victory. You will make it through because of Christ who lives in you. All right? And start every single day with that. And every time you look in the mirror, whether you're at home getting ready, you're at a store and you walk by and you see the glass and you see the image of yourself, begin to see Christ who is with you, who is in you. And look past that image. Look past what everybody else has to say about you. Remember who you are because of Christ who lives in you. All right? Take that to heart today. And begin to do that every single time that you see through a mirror, through the glass, and see past what you see, past yourself. Look through yourself and see Christ in you. And then begin to lift your head up and walk around knowing you have the victory in Christ Jesus of all things. All right? Now, today, still shoulder-friendly type exercises and workouts. What other way of being shoulder-friendly than training legs? Or maybe not. Too often, a lot of guys, or women, guys and women both, when they train, I know not everybody wants to do air squats or body weight squats. A lot of us have that feeling that need a little bit more resistance and need to add some weight to those squats. Now I understand that. But too often, you hear a lot of guys and women talk about shoulders because you're out here holding that bar, and a lot of times it puts a lot of stress on their shoulders. And a lot of us stop short of what we actually can do because of the pain in the shoulder, just from being stretched out this far. And you'll see guys, women as well, holding the bar, they pull their arms out like this, they do this with the bar on their backs, trying to find that perfect position. And sometimes, even moving your arms around, you still don't find that perfect position. You still find that you have those aches and pains in the shoulder, even though you're not even training shoulders. You're not doing a pushing movement. Training legs, but still feel stress on the shoulders. So I got a couple of options for you. Guys, remember I did the landmine kneeling presses. Okay, you got a close grip and you're pressing from here, and don't feel it because you're not out here, you're inside here. It feels a whole lot better. Still getting a little bit of shoulder work and some upper chest and full pectoral, but as well, you can do the same thing when it comes to squats or lunges. I know not everybody has dumbbells. Some people only have barbells, and some have dumbbells and no barbells. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples of a couple of different things with the barbell and dumbbells that you can do at home. First thing is same thing like we did with the landmine press. Put the bar in a corner. Weight on one end. Remember, do not put it against some sheetrock. You don't want to damage it. You don't want to damage your walls, guys. But make sure it's something sturdy that can handle the pressure against the edge. All right. Make sure you're fully warmed up too, guys. Still warm up. Do some good stretches. Get your legs warm up. Do body weight squats to help get your body prepared and ready for weighted squats or lunges. Okay. A couple of things we can do here. Number one is we can just grab the bar from here, find the right position of your feet, and just go straight down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I want you to really slow it down. A lot of times when we train, we feel we are so strong, whether it's squats, presses, but we're using momentum to help us to push that weight or move that weight from A to B. But one of the things that we're missing is we're not allowing the muscle to truly get the full potential of growth because we're using momentum instead of actually using that muscle to work that, to push or move the weight. So slow it down. Give yourself 2 to 3, 4 count. Come down slowly, come up slowly. Go down slowly and come up slowly. That's going to really help to make sure you're getting that muscle to full contraction. Making sure the muscle is doing the majority, if hopefully all the work. Instead of using momentum to help us move the weight, use the muscle to move the weight. All right, that's how you get the time under tension. That's how you're going to really build some muscle. All right, so slow it down. Do a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, touch. Come back up, 4. And that's 1. And really slow it down. And then when you do those 10 to 12 reps, you don't have to do 25, 30 reps. You can go lighter weight. You can still go heavy. I'm not telling you not to go heavy if you feel that's what you need to do. But you can go lighter weight. Really feel the contraction of the muscle. And really get the muscle and increase the intensity of that muscle by slowing it down and really allowing the muscle to do the work rather than momentum. All right? So that's exercise number 1. Just going to hold it here. Now, you can also bring it up here if that feels more comfortable for you. Especially if you start using bigger weight. Sometimes you don't get to go all the way down because if you're using a really big plate, like a 45-pound plate, you may be hitting, so you may need to step on something. But if you don't have that, and what really works good is to make sure you're getting unilateral strength anyways, about lunges. All right? Or you can bring it up here and squat this way, but I'm gonna show you lunges. Lunges with the barbell. Not everybody has dumbbells, but some people want to do lunges, and doing body weight lunges, sometimes you gotta do so many in order to really feel it. You know, you gotta do 40, 50, 60s. I see people doing 80 lunges in order to really start to feel the muscle working. But what if you did them, use a bar. You don't want it, if you can't carry it up here, but it's a lot safer. Get it up. Find the right position for you. All right? And then you're going to you're here, one leg back, bring it down, come up. And guys, slow it down. Really feel the muscle work. Down, bring it up. Down, bring it up. Remember, you got 2 legs, so you're going to switch legs after you do 10 to 12 reps. Do the opposite side. Bring it down, come up. Slow it down. Allow the muscle to do the work, not momentum. All right, and again, I did mention about if your squats, if you feel more comfortable up here and you don't have something, you can always do this. You're here, find the right stance and the right position of your feet, all right? And you can come down like here. I think I need to go back just a little bit more, but here, boom. That's one. Slow it down. 2, 3, 4. All right. Great way to train legs without that ache and pain of holding that bar out here. All right. But what if you only have dumbbells? You always have, you do lunges with the dumbbells in your hands. Remember, we talked going forward. You go back, you have a little bit more variety. But when it comes to squats, great exercise, puts a lot of tension on the quads. It's called the goblet squat. Hold the weight just in front of you, all right? Bring it down, up, and up. 1. Slow it down, guys. Feel the muscle work. Down, up. 2, down. 1 more. All right? You can use whatever amount of weight you want, what feels comfortable for you. Start off light, 12 to 15, break it down to 10 to 12, and then do 8 to 10. Maybe stick to the 8 to 10 and do 3 sets of that. So a total of 5 sets, 2 lighter sets, warm you up, 3 good working sets. But as you do those, slow it down. Take away the momentum, allow the muscle to do the work. All right? Great way to train. And again, if you want to do lunges, grab your pair of dumbbells, whatever you have. Got a pair here. Just bring it back, down, up, and do the same thing with the other leg. All right, you can always do them here. Squat from this position. Still, you got a neutral grip instead of outside grip, and you can do squats with dumbbells. Up, slow it down. Up, slow it down. And really drive through those heels and allow those legs to do the work. Take the momentum out of it, slow it down, count 4 down, 4 seconds down, or a count of 4 down, 4 up, 4 down, 4 up. So every time you count, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you're down. 1, 2, 3, 4 up. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4 up. That's 2. Great way to train legs. Allow the legs to do the work. Take the momentum out of it. Time under tension, because you're doing the 4 count up and the 4 count down. You'll see that even doing 8 to 10 reps, it's going to take you longer than just using momentum to get you up and down. All right, so time under tension now increases. The intensity of the training increases. And you don't have to go super heavy, but still get great results in building those legs. And without the aches and pains and the shoulders of holding your arms out here and trying to do the weighted squats. All right? Great way to substitute, change it up, shoulder friendly type training, and be able to do some good leg days. All right? Get some good leg development, especially because you're going unilateral with the lunges and the squats, and keep the muscles growing. All right? Time under tension, that's key, and slowing it down will help you to get the time under tension without having to go super, super heavy, taking the stress off the shoulders and stress off the lower back. All right? Great way to train. Give it a try. All right, guys, and just remember, take the challenge. Next time you're in the mirror, look deeply, look one more time, and look past yourself and see Christ who lives in you. right? Nothing else can hold you down when you have Christ who lives in you. All right, guys. As always, stay blessed, be blessed, and until next time, as always, to God be the glory.